Hi guys, and welcome to this pick a card tarot reading that is kind of a super reading. It is combining a couple different reading topics that I've been wanting to do recently. I've been wanting to film what are your intuitive or psychic or magical gifts and how to tap into them, how to develop them, and I've also been wanting to film a message from your higher self. And today, for some reason, I just felt compelled to do them both in the same reading. So in this reading, we're going to be looking at what your higher self most wants you to know or understand in this moment, and also what your intuitive, psychic gifts are and how to tap into them, how to develop them more. I don't really know why I'm feeling compelled to do them at the same time, but I'm really excited for this reading. I feel like all of these piles look so good. I picked my favorite kind of spiritual connection stones, and I love all of these piles. I feel like I outdid myself on the pile selection today, and I'm really excited to see what is coming through in this reading. I'm really interested to see what's going to come through. Really quickly, before we get into the reading, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Hannah, and I post pick a card readings here on my channel Blatherby a few times a week. If you're interested, I'm trying to post on Wednesdays and Sundays, so if you're interested, you can subscribe to check out my videos in the future. I do offer private readings. You can check out my website, blatherby.com, for more information on that. And I also have been doing this new thing that I'm really liking. It's been so much fun recently to do written readings, like sending readings in the form of a letter in the mail. I love doing them. I love physical mail. And I also love like giving away readings. I just feel like it's really fun to connect with people that way. So if you comment anything on this video, I will choose someone a week from today, so next Wednesday, to send a letter to for free. So if you're interested in getting a letter from me, then just comment anything and I'll pick someone a week from today. This is also a timeless reading, so if you're seeing this after I post it, it can still have a message for you. You don't need to be watching it right when I post it for it to have a message for you. Okay, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the pile selection and then into the readings. So pile number 1 is on the left. This is the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. I just got this and I love it. And this is an angelite palm stone. So this is pile number 1. Pile number 2 is in the middle. This is the Marshmallow Marseille tarot deck with this azurite stone that is so pretty. I love it. This is pile number 2. And pile number 3 is on the right. It's the Small Spells tarot deck with this amethyst cluster. I keep using this in videos because I'm obsessed with it. I think it's so pretty. And it's such a spiritual stone. Like, it's such an intuitive stone. So I had to put it in this one. So this is pile number 3. If you need some more time, feel free to pause the video to meditate to see which pile or piles are calling to you or is calling to you. Once you've selected your pile, I'll have all the timestamps linked down below so you can easily jump to that pile, and I'll see you at the timestamp. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 1 or the Angelite Palm Stone with the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's go ahead and see what is coming through for you. So again, we are asking for a message from your higher self and also a message about your intuitive abilities and how to develop them or what you need to know about them in this moment. So for pile 1, we invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that would like to help us connect to pile 1's higher self. We ask that these energies please do that in the most effective and concise way possible for everyone's highest and greatest good so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for pile 1 that we can. Again, we're asking for a message for pile 1 from their higher self and for information on pile 1's psychic. Ooh, oh my goodness, there's so much coming out. Ooh, right when I said psychic, bam, everything started coming. Okay, it's a little bit too much, so I'm going to keep shuffling. Okay, for pile 1, we're asking for a message from pile 1's higher self, as well as information on pile 1's psychic or intuitive abilities, how to tap into them, how to develop them, all of that fun stuff. Okay, we have Ooh, oh my gosh, this one came out when like they all came out. This was the one that I noticed. So the fact that it came out again is kind of funny. We have Awakening, which I believe is traditionally Judgment. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles. Okay. There's already messages coming through for you guys, but I usually put like a skip shuffling thing, so I don't want to say too much yet. I'll try to shuffle quickly this time so it won't be as long. So for pile one, what else do we need to know from pile one's higher self? And about pile one's intuitive and psychic abilities, and how pile one can more easily tap into that. We have the Two of Wands, and let's get one more. One more, please, just one more for pile one. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. I'm just gonna go ahead and clarify. Let's see if I can make this one stay. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify. Why is the awake? Ooh, this one just literally flipped out. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles, clarifying the Awakening card, clarifying the Four of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Wands in this reading? Why is the Two of Wands in this reading? We have the Warrior of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And let's just get one more. Why is the Five of Wands in this reading? We have the High Priestess. Dang, okay. And the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Wands. Okay, pile one. Like I was saying, there's so many messages coming through for you. Where do I want to start? Let me grab my glasses actually really quickly, like the old lady that I am. I feel like this pandemic has aged me by 50 years. Like I'm only 24, but I feel like I am like 70 right now. Okay, pile one. The very first thing that came through when the Awakening card came out with the Four of Pentacles is that you guys are really going through a spiritual awakening right now. Like your spirit guides are trying to reach out to you, your higher self is trying to get in touch with you, and the universe is really trying to show you your gifts, how powerful you are, and how strong your intuition is. With the Four of Pentacles, I feel like you're kind of resisting this a little bit. What's coming through in general for you guys is that you are really grounded people. We have a lot of earth here. I just feel like you might be more on the skeptical side, or it's a little bit harder for you to open up to things like this. You might be a very rational person, and so the thought of being psychic or the thought of having, you know, like spirit guides, it might seem a little bit out there to you, or you just might not be, or even if that's not out there to you, maybe the intensity of your strength, you're not opening up to that. But there's something here with the Awakening and the Four of Pentacles. The universe is trying to show you something about yourself and about your connection to the universe, and your connection to yourself that you're kind of closing off from. With the High Priestess here, you guys, everyone that chose pile one, you are so strong. Your intuition is crazy. With the Awakening card, the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles, you guys have, like, I can't even express it. How you guys just have the ability to really tap into a lot and have a lot of knowledge. What's really coming through is that you guys, not only are you guys are just innately talented, like you have a lot of innate abilities, but even more than that, because of your kind of skeptical nature, you have the, like that almost gives you the gift of doing a lot of research, of really understanding the fundamentals of things. Like there's a lot that you can do when you combine your innate abilities with studying, with practicing. For you guys, whatever it is that you are interested in the realm of spirituality, if you really like reading tarot, if you're really into astrology, if you just kind of devote yourself to it, if you read or like you start a journal of like tarot readings or a journal of astrology things, you guys don't even realize how talented you are, like how good you are going to be once you start doing things like that. Like once you start applying your skeptical nature to your own abilities, instead of just saying like, no, that can't be, like astrology can't be that real, or I can't be that talented at that, I can't be able to do that. Instead of saying that you can't do it, if you start being like, okay, what can I do? You know, like start writing out your tarot readings and then coming back to them. Like maybe doing like what's going to come up this week, do a tarot reading and then come back to it at the end of the week. It's going to kind of blow your mind how good you are. And once you start learning, once you start trying to get like learn, I'm sorry, I'm my throat chakra is clearly needing to be, there's a blockage here that needs to be removed. Once you guys start really recognizing the patterns and how the universe communicates with you and how your higher self communicates with you, once you study that pattern and you really are able to kind of understand that language, you're going to blow the door open in terms of what you are able to do. There are no limits for you guys. There are simply no limits, and it feels like you are placing limits on yourself when there are none. And your higher self wants you to recognize that you don't need to limit yourself. You don't need to repress anything. You don't need to feel ashamed or guilty or shamed about what you can do. One thing that is coming through for you guys with the 9 of Wands, there's this element of defensiveness, and also feel like you have to be on guard. There's 2 different things coming through. Like, keep in mind, this is a general reading, so not everything will probably resonate 100% because there's multiple people watching. Different people's situations are different. But some of you may have had, if you're open to the idea of past lives and things like that, some of you may have had a past life where you were punished for your abilities, or you lost a loved one because of it, like, or maybe in this life your friends or family are more skeptical. People, as a child, maybe people told you that you were wrong, they didn't believe that you could do certain things, or they told you that it was wrong or shameful to be able to do the things that you can do. And your higher self wants you to know that there should be no shame in your game. You don't need to be guilty for being able to do what you can do. You don't need to be afraid of your own power. Like, let that power come out. Stop repressing it. Just let it come out. Nothing bad is going to happen once you start recognizing your own power. Because the thing is, even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't let it out, it's still there. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that you just recognize yourself for what you are, that doesn't change. Like, you still are powerful, you know? But you need to recognize that power and give yourself permission to let that power come out. In general, what's coming through is that you guys are really talented. Again, there's like just an innate knowledge. Like I said, I do feel like some of you have had past lives where you may have been like you really, I feel like in past lives you spent a lot of time studying and developing skills, like apprenticing, or there's just like a lot of technical skill here. And I feel like a lot of you already have that. Like, it's like an innate ability, because in past lives you may have spent a lot of time studying, learning. You may have been an astrologer, you may have been like a fortune teller to the king or something like that. So I feel like a lot of you have this innate knowledge. And the thing is as well, one thing that's coming through is that you guys just have a really good mind. Like, in general, you are very intelligent, and that is a huge skill for you here. One thing that is coming through is that you are very well respected by people. Other people really admire what you have to say. Other people see you as very rational and very intelligent. And so one of the reasons that you have been given the power that you've been given is so that you can help other people wake up too. Because other people look at you and they see you as someone that has their stuff together. They see you as someone that is capable, is intelligent. They're just like, they look up to you in certain ways. And so if you can, it's like people may have been skeptical, and then when you tell them something, they're open to listening to it. Like, you are able to get through people's defenses and get them to see a different way of thinking. And that's partially why you were given these abilities, so that you can help open other people's eyes. One thing as well that's coming through with the 5 of Wands is that you may receive some pushback from people in your life for your abilities or for your interests. That happens to me as a tarot reader. Like, there are people in my life that don't believe in that, people that think, like, I get pushback from that sometimes. And that's not meant to shame you. It's not meant to make you feel like you're not meant to go down this path. one of the reasons why, again, you were given the abilities that you've been given is because you are meant to share it with other people. You're meant to wake other people up, and not everyone is ready to be woken up. Don't take it personally. Don't think that it's a rebuffal of you or your abilities. It simply means that that person isn't ready to see something right now, and that has nothing to do with you. One thing that I'm really seeing as well is that you guys have the ability to manifest. There's strong manifestation abilities here. And like I said, once you guys really start to study the patterns of how the universe communicates to you, study the patterns of how your higher self communicates with you, and also study the patterns of your own manifestation. So one thing that's like, I just keep hearing like a scientist or like the scientific method. Applying the scientific method to your manifesting is going to change your game forever. So like start like keeping a journal if you don't already do that. Like write down what you did, when you did it, and then if something happens, write that down and start to know like, okay, when I do like candle manifestations, things come to me really fast, like much faster. Or when I say things out loud, when I use water, when I incorporate different elements, like try different things and see what works for you, see what feels natural to you, see what doesn't, and also see what brings you results. Once you start applying that kind of mindset to what you're doing, it's going to make it so much easier for you to move forward. Like I said, I'm seeing that you guys have the ability to really perfect your own abilities, and to really manifest a life of security, of comfort, and of, it's like you will always be physically taken care of because of the spiritual work that you do. I'm going to pull a couple cards from this deck and see if anything else is coming through for you guys. Let's see. The universe wants you to know that you are taken care of as well. Like you are protected. Again, like I said, the universe will reward you physically for any spiritual work that is done. Any spiritual development that you do. Like the universe wants you to know that they will always take care of you. You will always have more than enough money and resources to provide for yourself. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple cards and see if we can get a little bit more information. Okay, the first thing that came through was illumination. What else does pile 1 need to know or need to hear in this message? The universe, one thing the universe wants to tell you as well that they want you to understand is that certain things take time to manifest. So one thing that you are going to like, this throat chakra blockage is really getting to me in this reading. One thing that you are really being given an understanding of is the process of manifestation and how to do that. And one of the things that people have to work with manifestation is time. Like it takes time for when you manifest something for it to show up. Even if it's a second, like it can't come instantaneously. And one thing that I'm seeing is that that is one area where you are gifted, is learning how to interpret that, how to understand that, and how to work with that. For example, maybe like we have the Knight of Pentacles here and the Two of Wands. I'm just saying like you may be really impatient with certain things, and the universe is trying to show you that it takes time for it to show up. And it also did, like, one thing that's coming through is keep in mind the size of your manifestation. So if you're trying to manifest something really big, for example, if you're trying to manifest 1 million YouTube subscribers and right now you only have like a couple thousand, realistically, it's going to take some time to get to that point. And so one thing that's coming through for you is learning how to continue to motivate yourself even when you don't see it coming up right away. Understanding that things take time doesn't mean that it's not coming. It's just, it takes time to show up in the physical world. And one thing that I'm seeing is that you guys have the ability to kind of work with that. And your higher self wants you to really pay attention to timing right now. And to also really understand that just because something is taking a while doesn't mean that it's not coming. It just means that it's taking a while for it to show up in the physical world. One thing that's coming through as well is that, again, you guys have really intelligent minds. you are really able to see into the heart of a situation very easily. We have a lot here that talks about insight. You guys have the gift of insight and being able to like reach illumination quite quickly. In terms of knowledge and understanding, you guys, it's like you already have done that in a past life. It's like your intuition is incredibly strong, but studying that intuition can tell you a lot and can teach you a lot. And you're being asked to really start writing things down if you don't do that. Like if you get an intuitive message, write it down. Journal more regularly if you don't do that. Try to communicate with your higher self that way. But you guys just like, it's like you already have an extremely developed intuition. And once you understand that, and once you start trying to understand that intuition more and start trying to see what the patterns are, it's like you'll be able to crack the codes to your own life. It's like that is really giving you it's helping you crack the code and just move. Cracking that code is going to help you move through life a lot easier. And you guys have the ability to do that relatively easily. Like insight just comes to you really quickly. So in terms of abilities that might be like claircognizance, is something that you guys have, just the ability to know things. Like I just feel like you have a very strong knowing. And there's also this sense of determination to perfect things. Like the ability to understand how you got there. What else does pile 1 need to know or need to hear about this topic? One thing that's coming up as well is that some of you may be moving soon. Even like I feel like you guys have been wanting to move for a while. You've been wanting to change your living situation, but it's been taking a while for that to happen. And the universe wants you to know that it is happening. It is coming. And the reason that it's taking so long is because there's a big blessing coming with it. Not because it's not meant for you, but because there is a big blessing that is taking time to physically manifest. The universe and your higher self wants you to understand that you are on the same side. Like it wants to help you. The universe wants to help you. It wants to give you assistance. You don't need to be afraid of it. And again, you don't need to be afraid of your abilities. Nothing bad will happen because you tap into them. And just because you don't use them or you don't tap into them doesn't mean that they're not there. They're still there. You're just not using them. You are the high priestess, and the universe is trying to wake you up to that fact, and they want you to stop selling yourself short, and they want you to stop selling them short. Like, you have a lot of power, and they want you to start acting like it. They want you to start using it. They want you to start claiming that power. Because whether you claim it or not, it's still there, and if you don't use it, it's just wasted potential, wasted power. What else does pile 1 need to know or need to hear about this? Wow, we have determination. Frustration. And we also have energy, and energy came up in reverse. So I do feel like you guys might have some energetic blockages. Like I said, I was having a throat chakra blockage while doing this reading. So you might want to look into that and just maybe ask yourself where those blockages are, or go to an energy healer, an energy worker that could help you with that. You might have some energy blockages. That could also be why some of your manifestations are taking a while to show up. Because of those blockages. Because like I said, you have no limits, but you are placing limits on yourself. And I feel like that is limiting your abilities in some respect. Again, you guys have such a determination. Just the scientific method keeps coming through, and you have the ability to perfect what you are doing. One thing that's coming through as well with the frustration is that what is currently a huge source of frustration in your life is being transformed into a huge blessing. That's the reason why things are taking a while. That's the reason why things are being held up, is because there's a huge blessing that's coming in that is being tied up by these energy blockages. So whatever you're feeling frustrated about, Know that things are going to get easier, things are going to get better. You're being asked to take a deep breath, understand that this is just not the right time for that. There's a reason for that, and that reason is for your highest and greatest good. And just trust that things will move in time, and when this is meant to come into your life, it will. Whatever is frustrating right now, just know that a huge blessing is coming in that area very soon. And working on these energy blockages could help those blessings come in faster. And again, another thing that could help those come in faster is to recognize your own power, recognize your strength, and to give yourself permission to be your fully authentic self, your fully authentic, powerful, intelligent self. So that's what I'm saying for those of you that chose pile number 1. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. I really enjoyed connecting with you, so thank you again for letting me share this message with you. If you're interested in a private reading, that information is linked down below. You can see my website, blatherby.com. Thank you again for watching, sending lots of love and light, and have a great day. Hi guys, if you chose pile number 2 or the azurite stone with the marshmallow marseille deck, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's go ahead and see what is coming through about your intuitive or magical gifts and what your higher self wants you to know. For pile 2, we invite any ancestors, spirit guides, or positive energies that would like to assist us in connecting pile 2 to their higher self, and to delivering this message about their intuitive abilities and how to tap into them. We invite these energies to please do so in the most effective and concise way possible for the highest and greatest good of everyone that chose pile 2, so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for pile 2 that we can. Again, we are asking for a message from pile 2's higher self and for information about pile 2's intuitive or spiritual gifts. Oh my goodness, you guys. The very first card, this came up for pile 1 too. The very first card is the High Priestess. Like, are you kidding? No, of course you're not kidding. The High Priestess. Wow. Okay, for pile 2, what does pile 2 need to know from their higher self? What is our higher self trying to communicate? And what does pile 2 need to know about their intuitive or psychic abilities, how to tap into them, how to develop them further? What does pile 2 need to know about this? Okay, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. We have the Tower in reverse. And let's get one more. What does pile 2 need to know from their higher self? What do they need to know about their intuitive or psychic abilities? We also have the 10 of Swords in reverse. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify. Why is the High Priestess in this reading? Why is the High Priestess in this reading? How does that help us understand this message for pile 2? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the 7 of Swords in reverse in this reading? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Why is the Tower in reverse in this reading? We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. And why is the 10 of Swords in this reading? Why is the Ten of Swords in this reading in reverse? We have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, and the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, pile number 2. There's a lot coming through for you guys. Okay, pile 2. So the only card that is upright in the spread is the High Priestess, and that is telling me a couple different things. The first is that you guys are incredibly powerful. Like, the High Priestess is the High Priestess. Like, she has the most intuition, the most power. She's secretive, she's mysterious. She's a girl boss. You guys have so much innate power, so much innate understanding, and so much potential. There is a lot of blockages here. We have a lot of reverse cards. Like I said, the only card that is upright is the High Priestess. When the High Priestess shows up, that can sometimes indicate secrets. We also have the Seven of Swords in reverse. To me, oh, no, that's the Eight of Swords in reverse. No, that's the 7. I'm really bad at reading Roman numerals. Yes, the Seven of Swords in reverse. And to me, that is saying that there is something that you guys are in denial about. And I also think that you guys have some programming that is not helpful for you. So what is coming up is that you guys that chose this pile we have the Five of Cups in reverse, we have the Tower in reverse, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Those are some challenging cards. Like, those are some of the most challenging cards that you can get in the tarot. You guys have been through some challenging things, whether that is your childhood, whether that was a one-time thing, whether it's been a continuous thing in your life. You have been through some challenging things. And those challenging things didn't happen because there's something wrong with you, or because you deserve them, or because you created them. You did not you did not deserve to go through what you went through. But there is something that you are not accepting about that, whether it be the intensity of the feelings that you felt, whether it be, and do you guys hear the sirens that are going off right now? I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like sirens going off in the background. It's like these things that you went through. I feel like, okay, so keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for everyone. Things may be, like, they may not resonate 100% with you because there are different people watching this that have different experiences, but it feels like a lot of you had a really difficult childhood, or you had a really difficult upbringing. You may have you may have been in a family that didn't have a lot of money, or that wasn't very secure, didn't feel very stable. The Ten of Swords and the Tower, it feels like there was some kind of an ending or some kind of difficult situation that caused you a lot of pain with the Five of Cups. And it feels like you have maybe been repressing that a little bit. It just feels like you've been through something that was very painful, and you don't want to feel the full effects of that. And that is completely understandable. That is what probably 99% of people do. You are not alone in doing that. Don't think that there's something wrong with you, or that you're a freak. You 100% are not. Most people do that. But what is coming up is that this is doing you a disservice, and it is preventing you from seeing things 100% clearly. It's preventing you from seeing yourself clearly. I feel like you told yourself something about yourself, about relationships, about the world as a result of what happened to you that isn't necessarily true. And the result of that, we have a lot of Pentacles in reverse. Specifically, we do have the Eight of Pentacles upright, but then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You may feel really insecure financially, or you may worry a lot about money. There may be money issues that come up a lot. You may feel like you're not independent, or maybe you feel like you're too independent. You feel like you can't rely on other people. Again, like I said, there's a lot of different people watching this, and two people can go through a very similar experience and come out with completely different ways of coping with that. I can definitely relate to this. I had a difficult childhood, and until recently, I really ran from my feelings. I was a very avoidant person, and it's only been recently that I've really been starting to try to tap into them and recognize their power. it feels like you may have told yourself that all emotions were dangerous or all emotions are scary because of the intensity of the negative feelings that you experienced as a result of this painful event. And that is preventing you from accessing your full power. Emotions are not something to be feared. Emotions are reactions to things that happen to you that give you information. With the High Priestess, you are an incredibly perceptive person. You pick up on so much. And I feel like a lot of that is because of what you've been through. Like I said, I went through, or I had kind of a difficult upbringing in certain respects. I've talked about this before on my channel, that my dad, I don't know, I keep talking about this recently. I'm so sorry if you keep picking files where I bring this up. But I just like I keep talking about it recently. My dad struggles with addiction, and as a child, that's really hard to deal with. It's really hard to have a parent that is not rational, someone that is really emotional, and someone that can like is very unpredictable, depending on like if they can get their fix that day, if they can't, how much they've used. Like they're up and down all over the place. You don't really know what to expect, and so I had to get really, really good at reading my dad, at reading his reactions, at trying to understand like what kind of mood is he in, what kind of reaction am I gonna get, what kind of day am I gonna have as a result of his situation. And I feel like part of the reason why I'm really good now at working with energy, at reading tarot, at doing things like that is because I like had to as a child to survive in some ways. And that I'm seeing something similar here for you. I'm not saying it's the exact same situation for you, but whatever difficult situation that you went through, yes, it gave you this Five of Cups, this pain, but it also gave you a gift. It also gave you something that you are not letting yourself access because you're afraid of accessing that pain. And like I said, I 100% understand. I don't blame you. That's not abnormal. A lot of people do that. But your fear of feeling is also preventing you from fully accessing your abilities. It's also preventing you from seeing the situation clearly. Like I said, my dad is an addict, and when I was growing up, like that was really hard. It was really painful. I was like, what is wrong with me that my parent doesn't want to spend time with me, that my parent would rather like, choose that life as opposed to a life with me. And I really internalized it, and I felt like I had to, like there was something wrong with me that I had to fix. I felt like I wasn't good enough in relationships. I felt like people would never want to spend time with me. Like it just gave me a lot of really negative ideas about myself. And what I wasn't seeing is that had no reflection on me. My dad is a troubled person. He's been through a lot. Now I can have a lot more compassion for him than I did when I was younger. But my dad is a troubled person, and the fact that he is that way and that he had like to deal with his problems the way that he did doesn't mean that I am not a worthy person in my own right. And like I said, I feel like what you went through gave you certain ideas about yourself and about the world that are not helpful. They're not true. With the Seven of Swords in reverse, they're not true. And it's not helping you move forward. I feel like you have the belief that things are supposed to be hard, that life is supposed to be challenging, or that life is hard, life is challenging. And let me tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. You do not deserve to suffer. Just because you're alive doesn't mean that your life has to be challenging and that you have to suffer continuously. You don't have to. And part of the reason why your life has been difficult recently, or why you feel unbalanced, is because you have this belief subconsciously that things have to be difficult. And the universe wants to show you that life does not have to be that way. Your life you can feel safe, you can feel secure, and you deserve to feel those things. You deserve to feel good about yourself. You deserve to feel confident in your abilities. You deserve to feel comfortable reaching out for help. You deserve to feel excited when you wake up in the morning. You deserve to feel secure and happy in your life. The sirens are going off again. And part of the reason why you may not feel that way right now is because you have these limiting beliefs about yourself, about money, about relationships that are preventing you from getting where you want to be. We have the Tower in reverse, and we also have the Ten of Swords in reverse. You've been through the worst of it. The worst is over. Things get better from here on out. And it feels like you are really afraid of that happening again. It's like you feel like you're constantly on the lookout for ways to prevent the next Tower moment, for ways to prevent the next Ten of Swords moment. And the universe wants you to know that you don't have to do that. You don't need to constantly be on the lookout for the Tower moment. The Tower moment already happened, okay? Like, you've been through it. It already happened. You don't need to continually be on the lookout for it and look for it constantly. You are safe. You are secure. The universe is protecting you. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And strangely enough, this difficult situation that you went through has given you a lot of abilities to help you move forward. You were supposed to go through that, or not supposed to, but it was important in some way for your development to go through what you did. Like I said, I'm so sorry that you experienced that. Like I said, I've experienced maybe not the same thing, but something similar, something that made me feel similar to that. And I know how stressful it was. And for a long time, I wondered, like, why me? Like, why did that have to happen to me? You know, like, why? Just why did that have to happen? And now I am able to understand that I would not be the person that I am now. I would not have the abilities that I have now if I had not gone through that. If I had not experienced growing up that way with my dad, I would not be Blatherby. I would not be like doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I would be a very different person with very different abilities. And I love who I am now. I'm very grateful to be the person that I am and to be able to do the things that I do. And part of the reason why I am that way is because I went through that experience. You are being asked to integrate this painful experience a little bit more. Like I said, I can very much relate. For a long time, I did not tell a single person, even that my parents were divorced. Like, I grew up in a very wealthy suburb, and then I went to a very wealthy college with people that, like, their parents were together. They didn't even, like, have divorced parents, let alone a parent that struggled with addiction. So I just felt like no one could understand or relate to me on that level, and I never talked about it. And it was like I just tried to pretend like it didn't happen. But pretending like it didn't happen doesn't mean that it didn't happen. And then that led to some really negative coping mechanisms. And again, like the implantation, or just like me being limited by my own beliefs and not being able to see that the way that I was viewing myself in the situation was not accurate, and it was harming me and preventing me from forming security for myself. And that's what I'm seeing for you as well. In terms of your abilities, you guys have the High Priestess. Like, you guys are really in tune with energy. It's really easy for you to pick up on things. I think claircognizance as well, just having a really strong intuition. You guys have like this strong gut feeling, and with the emotion element here as well, you guys are really good at manifesting. We have a lot of pentacles, a lot of physical things. You guys are really good at using your emotions to manifest physical outcomes. Like, attaching a emotional need to something is going to make it a lot easier for you to bring it into your life. And I feel like once you guys are able to tap into your emotions a little bit more, you're going to be able to get a lot of information and a lot of insight from them, because emotions are not something to be afraid of. That's something that I had to learn the hard way. Like I said, I used to be very avoidant, and I used to be the kind of person that would not cry in front of my best friends. Like, I was like the person that was just not okay with that. And if you knew me, like, when I was younger, you would not believe like who I am now. And what I've learned is that emotions are not scary. Like, emotions are just a reaction to something that you've experienced. And emotions have information that they can give you, whether it's about yourself, whether it's about your situation, whether it's about another person. Emotions have an informational component, and you guys are really good at getting that information out of it, whether it's insight about yourself, whether it's insight about whether a person is good for you, whether it's insight about the world in general. You guys are really good at gleaning the information out of emotions. And like I said, it's like by rejecting this experience and rejecting that part of yourself, you're also rejecting that gift. In burying emotions, you've definitely buried some painful things, which can be helpful in the moment. Sometimes we have to do that to get through something, but you've also buried some beautiful things down there. Like, it's not all bad. It's not all painful. It's not all what you've pushed away and what you have rejected is not all bad. Some of it is really beautiful and really special, and to experience that, you also have to experience the bad things. But by going back and letting yourself feel emotions and letting that come out, you're not only going to experience the bad things that you repressed, because you repressed beautiful things as well. And you're just being asked to recognize that. To recognize like the wholeness aspect of things, and to recognize that things are not always one thing or the other. You guys also just have the ability to really create. One thing that you guys are really good at is boundaries. That's one thing that's coming through. It might sound kind of strange, but you are really good at establishing boundaries for yourself. Or that is one potential gift that you have, is just creating a comfortable life for yourself. You are really good at understanding what you need and providing that for yourself. Like, you are really good at creating the kind of life that is best for you. You are also really good at supporting other people and helping other people that have been through similar things to what you have. You are also really gifted at like understanding yourself and working on yourself. With the High Priestess and the Eight of Pentacles, you are a very focused person, and you can like get down and just get to business, like just work on things. And that is one talent and one gift that you have. You have a really strong ability to work on yourself, and that is why you have been through the worst. You can use that experience now to learn from it in some way, to create something different for the future, and that is really beautiful. And one thing that the universe really wants you to understand is that you have been through the worst of it. You have really, really beautiful things to look forward to, and you don't need to constantly be on the lookout for something painful. Like, it's okay to be on the lookout for blessings, for abundance, for love, for good things coming through. It's not all bad. And you are not a bad person. You didn't cause anything that happened to you. You don't need to internalize it and think that it's your fault. It is not. And one thing that you are being called to do in this moment, because you do have the gift of insight, is to try and find what it is that where you are limiting yourself. Like I said, this is a general reading, so it's going to be different for each person, but spending some time in meditation, in journaling, and asking your higher self to show you with comfort and ease for your highest and greatest good where your specific limiting beliefs are. Is it about what you deserve in relationships? Is it about how much you, like, what kind of work is acceptable? How much you should get paid for that work? Do you think that life has to be hard, that you have to work, like that work has to be really challenging and you have to put your all into it and be exhausted at the end of the day to deserve making money? You know, like, we all have different limiting beliefs, and finding out what yours are is really helpful, because you have the gift of being able to easily identify that, and you also have the gift of being able to work on it and remove it. And doing that is going to change everything for you. It's going to help you understand the ways in which you are holding yourself back, which you are limiting yourself from your true power. And you have the ability to really clearly see the ways in which you're doing that. And like I said, once you identify that, it's going to be a lot easier to move forward and to release those limiting beliefs, to talk to yourself a different way, to encourage a different perspective. And that is going to lead to different outcomes in the future. Again, your future is a lot different than what you've been through. Don't think that your life is one giant tower moment. It's not. It is not. You've already been through the tower moment. Now it is safe and okay to go back and experience those emotions that maybe weren't safe or you weren't able to express while it was happening. Releasing that is also going to release blockages. It's going to release these limiting beliefs, and things are just going to flow a lot easier. You have a lot of power. You have a lot of information. You can make so much happen. One thing that you're really being asked to do right now is to spend some time in meditation, to spend some time journaling, to identify where these blockages are, and to help yourself remove them. If you find that you have a lot of blockages in your body or emotional blockages, body work can be really helpful, doing things like massages, or there's lots of different body techniques. The Body Keeps the Score. There's a really popular book that a lot of people have found helpful, and there's lots of other things on that, but doing body work can be helpful as well for helping to release these blockages. Again, meditation, journaling, asking for assistance from your higher self, with comfort and ease for your highest and greatest good can be helpful. And again, just know that you're a beautiful person that has been through so much. What you have been through, like I said, it has really, I don't think you even recognize the gifts that it's given you, the strength that it's given you. To you, it's normal, but you have been given the exact gifts that you need to live a fulfilling, happy, and successful life. And that is the path that you are on, because that is what you deserve. You deserve a happy, beautiful, successful life, and you have everything that you need to make that happen. And one of the ways you can start creating that is to identify where your blockages are, where you aren't seeing things clearly, where you're not seeing yourself clearly, and how you might be holding yourself back. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards from this deck and see if there's any other messages that want to come through for pile number 2. We have peace. One of the gifts that the universe is trying to bring you is peace. And peace is only going to come, as weird as it sounds, by acknowledging what you are avoiding. Like I said, I am a chronic avoider. I have spent a lot of my life doing that. And I did not find true peace until I accepted what had happened to me and recognized that I was in denial about certain things. And it took me time also to recognize that. Like, it didn't happen overnight. And like I said, spending some time in meditation and journaling, asking for messages in your dreams, all of that stuff can be helpful to help you see where you're holding yourself back. We also have the Strength card. What else is coming through for pile 2? What else does pile 2 need to know or need to hear? We have flow. We also have ghost. So again, you guys are really good with insight. Some of you might have like mediumistic abilities if you resonate with that. You have the ability to just get in the flow with things. Like, you have the ability to connect with energy and to connect with your insight very quickly. Again, you have a lot of strength. There's a lot of power in you in general, and there's a lot of power in your emotions, and you can use the power of your emotions to manifest. And then you can also get into the flow really easily. Like I said, you have been given exactly what you need to create a really beautiful life that just continues to make you feel secure. Like, you are meant to live a peaceful life where you feel happy and comfortable and secure, and you have been given all of the gifts that you need to make that happen. One thing that is coming through is make sure that you're taking enough time for yourself. Make sure that you're taking alone time, that you are recovering or recharging, that you're doing self-care. That's really important. But you guys, you are very gifted. Like, you have so much power and strength. Do not forget that. And you have the power and strength to face what happened to you and to face these emotions that may have been repressed. It may seem scary, but again, you are safe, you are secure, the worst has passed, and now allowing those emotions to come out and be released is going to release those blockages and help you move towards a really beautiful life, because that is what is destined for you. That is what your higher self wants you. They want you to live a really beautiful, happy life, and they are trying to give you, like, you have everything that you need to make that happen, and they want to help you they want to help point out the tools that you can use to make that happen. Again, you can really connect to energy very well. It's easy for you to channel if that's something that you're interested in. But definitely make sure that you are doing like proper research and stuff. You don't want to make sure that you want to make sure that you are not channeling or connecting with something that is not good for you. Using discernment is really important as well. But you guys just have a lot of strength. You can move mountains, and you are going to do such amazing, beautiful things. I'm so excited for all of you to really experience that. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 2. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. If you're interested in a private reading, you can see my website, blatherby.com. Thank you again for watching. Sending lots of love and light your way, and have a great day. Hi guys! If you chose pile number 3 or the amethyst stone with the Small Spells Tarot, then welcome. This reading is for you. Let's see what is coming through as a message from your higher self and what's coming through about your psychic or intuitive abilities. So for pile 3, we invite any ancestors, any spirit guides, any positive energies that would like to help us connect pile 3 to their higher self, and to help deliver these messages about pile 3's intuitive and psychic abilities. We ask these energies to please do so in the most effective and concise way possible for the highest and greatest good of everyone, so that we can get the most accurate and helpful reading for pile 3 that we can. Again, we're asking for a message from pile 3's higher self and for information about pile 3's intuitive or psychic abilities, how to tap into them, how to develop them, what is coming through for pile 3. What does pile 3 need to know from their higher self? What do they need to know about their abilities? Okay, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. We also have the 4 of Cups. What message is coming through for pile 3? What does pile 3 need to know, need to hear? Dang, these just flew. It's a little bit too many. What does pile 3 most need to know or most need to hear from their higher self and about their abilities? We have Temperance. Let's get one more. We have the Hierophant in reverse. Oops, that does not want to stay up. The Hierophant in reverse. So let's clarify. Why is the 7 of Cups in reverse in this reading? Why is the 7 of Cups in reverse? How does that help us understand this message for pile 3? We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Why is the 4 of Cups in this reading? Ooh, we have the Lovers. Why is the Temperance card in this reading? We have the 7 of Pentacles. And why is the Hierophant in reverse in this reading? We have the 3 of Pentacles. And the bottom of the deck is the Star. I love this card. That's probably my favorite card in the tarot. Okay, pile 3. What is coming through for you? Okay, one of the things that's coming through is that one of your abilities is the ability to really balance yourself, to really balance masculine and feminine energy, like yin and yang type energy. You have the ability to really be balanced and to really know yourself and just to balance yourself. And one thing that's coming through is that you guys are really protected spiritually, and you also, because of your ability to balance energy, you are being blessed in this lifetime with a really beautiful relationship, whether that is platonic, romantic. It's like you are meant to find your soulmate and live out that life with them, or have that story with them in this lifetime. That's one of the blessings that you have. I know that's not necessarily like an intuitive ability, but that's one thing that's coming through for you. That's one thing that's destined for you, is to have a really beautiful, mutually satisfying relationship. One thing that's coming through as well is that you guys are really good at manifesting. You have a really strong connection with the divine, especially with spirit guides, with the Temperance card, the Lovers, the Star, whatever it is that you believe is on the other side, whether it's the universe, spirit guides, ancestors. Like, you just have an ability to connect with energy. You have the ability. And the thing is too, not only do you have the ability to connect with energy, energy really likes you. Like, you are really well liked on the other side. Like, whether it's spirit guides, whether it's an ancestor, whatever it is, like the other side really likes you. So you have this strong connection, and you have the ability to really make them listen to you. You can really ask for whatever you want. And one thing that's coming through is that you guys have really strong manifesting abilities, and you are meant to live the exact life that you want to. You are meant to manifest exactly what you want. You are meant to have a really beautiful life, because that is inspiring to other people. One thing that's coming through is that you don't need to feel guilty about getting what you want. You don't need to feel bad about manifesting things for yourself, because that is helping other people. For whatever reason, like, you getting what you want, that is helping other people move forward too. Like, your desires may seem selfish on the surface, but they're helping more than just you. And that's why you're being blessed with A, this beautiful relationship, and B, just in general, what it is that you want. You are meant to live like a divinely blessed life, because other people's eyes are on you in some capacity. And by them looking at you and seeing what you have, it's inspiring them in some way, it's helping them in some way. So one thing that's coming through is that you do not need to feel bad about receiving something that you want. There's no need to feel guilty about asking for what you want. You are meant to have the kind of life that you want to lead. One thing that's coming through as well is that you guys are really patient. With the Temperance card and the Seven of Pentacles, that's one, like, again, one thing, that's just one thing that's coming through, is that you're really patient, and because of your patience, you're going to see huge blessings show up in your life. That's one of the reasons why you are divinely favored, is because you are willing to wait for things. You don't need things to happen right away. You understand that things happen on divine timing, and because of that, you are hugely rewarded. One thing that's coming through as well is that you guys have a really good discernment, because you are really able to tap into the other side. You are able to know exactly what it is that you want, or that's one thing that you guys are meant to develop in this life. With the Seven of Cups in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse, one thing that you're being asked to work on is discernment, because again, you are meant to live the kind of life that you want to. Anything that you want to have, you can have, but you're being asked to kind of pick a focus and pick a direction. With the Seven of Cups and the King of Pentacles in reverse, you have so many different options, and this is a general reading, so this may be different for each person. But this could be coming up in many different ways. Like, maybe you have a lot of different job opportunities. You have a lot of different love opportunities. Like, there's just a lot of different options. You're being asked to learn how to tap into your discernment to pick the best option for you. You are being asked to kind of like narrow down your options. Not that you need to necessarily choose something right now. You don't need to, like, make a huge life-altering decision right now. But one thing that you're being asked to work on is your discernment on picking, like instead of just having a bunch of options, like picking the best thing for you. because that's kind of what you're lacking right now. And that's what the universe wants you to focus on. It's like you have the ability to manifest anything, but when you are manifesting a bunch of different things that are all kind of going in a bunch of different directions, it's like your energy is getting scattered. And the universe wants you to sit down and really think about, like, where do you want to be? Because with the Hierophant in reverse, it's like you're not putting down roots. You're just kind of, your energy is really scattered right now. It's all over the place. And that's okay. We go through periods where, our energy's all over the place, and that's fine. One thing that you are being asked to focus on is to really tap into your power, to really use the abilities that you have. You're being asked to kind of ground yourself, to center, and to use your ability to balance yourself, to balance your energy, and to start to think about the future, to start to think about where you want to be. With the Three of Pentacles, like, you just have such an amazing energy here. Again, whatever you want to do, 100% you can do it. You have, like, this is just making me think that you have, like, divine assistance, you have assistance from other people, and you have your own abilities. It's like the universe is aligning to give you exactly what you want, but you don't know what you want. The universe wants to give you what you want, but you don't know what that is. And so you're being asked to really ground yourself, to spend some time grounding yourself. Ground yourself. Ground yourself. I feel like I just needed to say that multiple times. You need to ground yourself, and you need to start thinking about, okay, like, what do I actually want out of my life? Like I said, you don't necessarily need to make huge decisions, but like 2 years from now, what are you doing? What does life look like for you? What does a successful life in general look like for you? And start thinking about, like, narrowing down your options. Instead of leaving all things on the table, maybe take 2 things off and then just have 4 instead of 6. But just start narrowing things down. Again, you're being asked to really start using your discernment and start thinking about the future. Like I said, start laying down roots. You don't need to necessarily make huge decisions right now, but you do need to start thinking about where you want to be and how you want to get there. Because again, your energy is scattered and it's going in different directions. And the universe is saying the stars are aligning for you to pick a specific path and go with it. And again, you're being asked to tap into your discernment to find out what that path is. And again, you can change your mind. Mistakes are totally fine. Just the fact that you pick something right down doesn't mean that you need to stick with it necessarily, but just picking something and seeing, okay, do I like this or no? Like, that's going to help you start, again, just unscattering your energy and focusing on something and really creating something that lasts. You guys are really fun to be around. Like, people love being around you in general. Like, you just have really nice energy. Other people really enjoy being in your presence. And you guys, again, you have the ability to balance energy. I feel like not only can you balance your own energy, you also have the ability to balance the energy of other people. And so other people love being around you, and you are being asked to make sure that you're protecting your energy, and again, make sure that you are grounding yourself and that you're not taking on other people's energy unnecessarily, because you do have the ability to balance energy, to work with other people's energy, even if you don't mean to. And you might unconsciously take on things from other people that you don't need to worry about. One thing that's coming through as well is that you guys are meant to be seen. With the Star and the King of Pentacles in reverse, you guys are meant to be seen by people. You have abilities, you have talents, and this is not only in terms of intuitive abilities, but just in general in your life. Like, you are a star. This has main character energy. You are one of the quote unquote main characters. Like, you have that energy. What you are doing is important. What you are doing is making change. It's creating a legacy for yourself, and it's meant to be seen by other people. You are not meant to be a quote unquote background person. You are not meant to blend into the background. You are meant to be at the forefront for everybody to see you. And again, you are meant to be living the exact kind of life that you want to lead, because you doing that is inspiring other people and it's helping them in some way. So again, don't feel guilty about that, but you are meant to be seen. So don't be afraid or ashamed of that. Like, let your light shine, because it's meant to be seen by people. One thing that you are being asked to do as well is to be flexible, and to understand that even if something is different than what you anticipated, doesn't mean necessarily that it's bad. You're being asked to be a little bit flexible and adaptable, but I feel like you guys are like that in general. Like, you are pretty flexible, you are pretty adaptable, you can make things work. You just have a really good energy. It's very easygoing. People love being around you, and I feel like other people send you really good energy. Like, you put out good energy and then you receive a lot of good energy because of all the good energy that you put out. One thing that is coming through though is that you're not super balanced, and so you have this good energy, but you're not directing it towards a specific purpose. So even if you don't know what it is that you want to do exactly in your life, at least deciding like, right now I want to focus on my career and really think about what I want to do, just directing your energy on one thing is going to be helpful for you. And again, using discernment to figure out what the best option is for you. You're being asked to think about laying down long-term roots or some kind of foundation for the future. It feels like freedom is very important to some of you, and you're afraid of roots or commitment taking that away from you, but it's not going to. You guys have the ability, again, to make whatever you want to happen. You can have commitment and freedom at the same time. Don't think that two things can exist at the same time. You have the gift of balancing energy. You have the gift of bringing two opposites together. You have the ability of making things that should not work. Like, I don't know what it is. You have like the Midas touch. You can make two things that just should not go together beautifully. Again, you have the ability to really work with energy, to make things harmonious, and to really just to put things together that should not go together. You can do that. And you apply that to your own life. Like, I feel like you have some beliefs here that are kind of contradictory, or you feel like maybe, for example, for like that you can't have a career and a relationship, or you can't do this and that. And one message that's coming through, I know that's very vague, but if you're thinking, for example, along the lines of you can't do something that you want to do because of something else, the universe wants you to know that you are meant to do everything. You are meant to blend it all together. You're meant to have all the experiences. You're meant to be able to bring two things together. That's part of your life purpose. You are meant to forge your own path. Your path is different than what has come before you. You don't have to follow what everyone else has done. You are different, you are unique, and you are meant to pursue your own path. You don't have to listen to what everyone else says. You can do your own thing and forge a new path. And that's what you're doing. And you are going to receive so much abundance, so much protection, and so much love and admiration for doing that. Like, you are on to something. This new path that you're on, like, you're really doing something. It is special, it's important, and it needs to happen. So you are being encouraged to continue on your own path, and remember that just because other people tell you that something isn't possible, or historically things haven't worked out or things haven't been able to happen, you are coming to you are coming to forge a new path. You are coming to create compromise. You are coming to be the middle ground between two different things. Again, you are meant to have everything that you want. The fact that those two cards just fell down. You are meant to have everything that you want, and you have to forge a different path to do that, and you have to be okay with doing that and trusting yourself. This is crazy. All these cards are falling down. One thing that's coming through, again, you guys can really tap into energy really well if you are into working with angels or specific energies. Like, if you like calling on, like I said, angels or deities, Aphrodite could be one that could be helpful for you guys with the temperance, or that may be something that you relate to, but you can connect to energy really well. You can connect to your own energy, you connect to other people's energy, you can just connect to energy, and you can call on divine assistance and for divine protection really easily. You are protected. You guys might have some mediumistic abilities. You guys have a really unique way of seeing things. Again, what you can do is different than what other people can do. I know that sounds very vague, but it's like you just have this innate ability to bring a different perspective to things that's actually very fresh, and it's like your intuition just comes out. Again, you can connect to energy really well, and the fact that these cards keep falling over, I do feel like some of you guys might be mediums. You might be able to communicate with spirits. And again, one thing that you are being asked to do is to make sure that you are using discernment, and to make sure that you are also properly cleansing, in case you're not doing that. But you can use that to go really far. With the Three of Pentacles, like make sure that you are, or not make sure that you are, but if you're open to it, you could do a lot with that. That could be a really lucrative thing for you to pursue. And again, you are meant to have a really beautiful relationship in this life with energy and also with a person. Like, you are meant to have a really beautiful relationship. That's one thing that is meant to happen for you in your life. And you are meant to just live an abundant life, because you are just, you being you is forging a new path in some way. And the universe is rewarding you for that, because they want other people to follow in your footsteps. You are forging a path for a lot of other people, and you are going to be rewarded for that, to encourage other people to kind of follow you or to follow in your footsteps, because you have good ideas. You know what's up. You already know. You know that you are good. You know that you have everything that you need. You know that you're on the right path, and the universe is going to reward you for doing that, so that other people can see the benefit in doing what you're doing. You guys also just have the ability to work with people, like just to talk to people. People love being around you. People love talking to you. They love sharing with you. They just love being in your energy. Business deals, really easy for you. Client relationships, really easy for you. You're just an easy person to get along with. People love being in your presence. People love to be around you, and that's a gift. It's a gift to be able to communicate with people like that. It's a gift to be able to work with people like that. And you have the ability also to help people that way. Like, I feel like you guys would be great energy workers or therapists, or just helping people work on themselves. Like, you have the ability to balance their problems or balance their energy, and to really help them kind of ascend with this little ladder there. So that's what I'm seeing for those of you that chose pile number 3. I hope that was helpful or provided clarity or insight. If it did resonate, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. If you are interested in a private reading, you can see my website, blatherby.com. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.